Right, okay, guys, we're coming up to the 3 o'clock mark, and to be honest, I am absolutely shattered. Absolutely not. We're gonna have a look. I do the continuation on this silver bullet thing, Euro USD, and I'm glad this because I don't trade Friday, so this is the end of the week for me, and I am absolutely shattered. Uh, that being said, let's share the screen. Let's get into it. Let's set up the preferences. We lost one the day, just to recap the London session. Okay, just to give you a recap on that London session. I'll get rid of that. You can see here, we were within 2 pips of getting the win, and it reversed on us. Now, I've said from the beginning, I'm in these trades to either win or lose. No halfway house, no take partials. I'm doing 100 trade test, block test, and it's either going to be the option of a -10 hit, okay, or we continue and continue and continue and continue till we get the 100 trades. Now, so far, the New York sessions have been a lot kinder to me than what the London sessions have been, okay? So I'm going to go to the 15-minute for now, and I'm just going to mark up that low, and I'm marking up the current high, okay? So obviously we've got the swing coming down. In fact, that would be the swing there, because it's the candle that is the lowest to the left and to the right. That wouldn't be classed as the swing. It would be that one there. Okay, so then I'm going to take it to the 1 minute. Get me trusty fire one there ready. And then I'm going to mark this up. Yeah, clear. That's going to be my window. I'll pause the video. We'll be back at the next 5 minutes just to see where we are. Okay, what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to delete that. So we've got the window. We've got the time frame. Directional bias. I thought there were going to be sells today. It was to a certain point, and then all of a sudden it went very, very bullish. What we'll do is if we get any higher than this before this window comes in, we'll move this up accordingly, okay? So we've got the low and we've got the high anyway. So I'll be back in a short while, guys. Right, so we're coming in to the open of the window. I'm just going to move this to this high, okay? So now we've got the 15-minute swings. We've got a minute left to come in. Just going to close this down. I'll look at the hour for a minute. So as we've seen, where we are on price at the minute, there's a high up on here. There's a buy side liquidity. I'm just going to place this on here. There's a buy side liquidity right here. So there's a lot of stop orders on here, a lot of like SLs where people have been selling off as it's come down. Again, looking at other things that I do. You've got a harmonic pattern as well, but that's not what this is about. I mean, we could be getting a sell-off right now based upon what I'm seeing anyway. So we'll see what happens with this. Let's take a look. We're now coming into the open. We're in the open of the 3 o'clock window. We might get a take. We might get a take of this high. Let's take a look. Go back up that 1 hour. We might get a take of this high. And there could be a displacement coming back in for a return into a fair value gap, you know. So let's just see what happens. Get this opened up. And remember, what we're waiting for is either a green confirmation or a red confirmation candle, which is an engulfing. Again, at the minute, we've got price action was taken above here. We've got sell side here, just going on to other things that we do with like a partner that we trade. So when we look at this sort of stuff, we've had price coming up. Okay. We could get a price continuation down into here to then want to attack higher. So let's take a look. Let's put this here. Price may want to come down to this bit here. I'm thinking that this might just be a continuation on price, to be honest. We'll just take a look. And the levels are 2.618 and the 1.618. Gonna, just out of curiosity, gonna mark that line there in case we get that continuation. Let me get this here. Just something else I'm looking at, I'm just like sort of combining stuff, but I'm going to be trading the strategy, which is this silver bullet thing. I'll get it on. And then we're just waiting for the confirmation candle again. We need an engulfing price action. This is a 1.618 TP area. If we get a break, retest into this. This level here is just the 618 area. I do believe it was. 382, sorry, it was a 382. See, price might want to break down here, but again, if it does that, it might leave behind one of those fair value gaps. At the minute, it's got bullish intentions, to be fair. But like I say, we're stuck within a range from just before the start, which is that to that. We're on about 3 pips. You've got, this is a push phase. This is an inducement, okay? Push phase, this will be an inducement. As we're getting further up, these are starting to compress in. So again, it might start feeling in a bit. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back in a short while. If some matures, I'll come back on in a second, guys. Right, so we might see a push on price. We're coming up above this area, so there's going to be a break here. It's double topping here, you see what I mean? Just want to take the concentration in. Now it's done a double top. Now is it going to push above here? Yeah, there's the push above here. We might get the confirmation candle on this, guys, if this continues the bullish phase. I would like to think it's going to continue up here, come down, and then push further than what this is. We've got the air between the price here and the candle here. As long as this candle closes blue, then we're going to have a buying situation, okay? Just want to go along. I get this ready. It's black at the minute, so it's it's going the opposite way now. Typical. 13 seconds and we're going to go back to being blue. No, might as well get rid of that. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. So we're back within the price of here. Again, starting to go blue again. But we see how we're starting to trap into this area. There's a little bit of a sweep of liquidity on this candle here. I'm going to get this ready just in case. Again, go on the long. Get on the silver bullet, so it's the 1-to-1. Because that's blue. There's 30-odd seconds left. This is technically broke that structure here, okay? So, again, is it going to push a little bit further before it does another inducement? We've got a little bit of a fair value gap left below here. Ten seconds. It's going to turn black again. If this candle starts turning black again, then we might start getting the sell rather than the buy. See how it's not quite tipping over here? It's because it'll create a liquidity gap then. So we're still there. It's going to want to form one in a second. So we're closed above this price here. So now this most certainly does steer blue. We will have that breathable space and we will see this green FVG move above here. Okay, so I'm going to put this here ready. 30 odd seconds. This is looking promising. This candle should turn green now because we've engulfed above all of this. There's no air, it's just buying pressure. As long as it stays blue within 20 odd seconds, or will it turn back? Will it turn back on us? Let's take 10 seconds. Get ready for an entry. 10, 9. Gonna get ready for an entry, guys. Gonna turn 4. It's gonna come back in. That's not enough for me. It's turned straight away. I'm not going to go in on a buy. I'm going to wait a bit more. I want a bit more displacement, to be fair. Got to be a nice push. And it looks like we're going to get the sell. It's going the opposite way. Do you want to know why that is? It's because I think this is because we've swept this 15 minutes. We've swept the 15 minute. I was going on about this morning. This is what I used to do with my 1 minute scalper. And this has swept that 15 minute previous into this entry. So my data from last year has shown a lot of promising signs to how this is reacting. 8 seconds. This is going to turn red. This will turn red. This will be a sell. So we're coming in 3, 2, 1. Sell. Coming in. Trade. Sell. 10 pip or 10 pip. Sell off. Just see if it's going to go back into this FVG. That's what we have, guys. Price is starting to meander about. I haven't gone 50% of that FVG. I'm in the FVG, don't get us wrong, but I want it to come in a little bit earlier. Just want price to push that a little bit further up. Stay within this because this would still be the fair value gap and I shouldn't have to move price down. Right, that's good. That's what I want to see. I want to see price now come up and tag. Come on. Push up. What I don't want to see is price come down and take liquidity here first. I want to see a tagged entry. I want to see a tagged entry. It's going to move. Come on. Tag the entry. It's going to do what it did to me this morning, where it this time it's going to be within a pipette. Come on, it's going to want a tag. Put this along here. It's going to move without me here. I can see it. We don't want price to move below here. We want price to come and tag in. We've got 30 odd seconds. See the indecisiveness of this candle? It's just unsure on its price. It's a doji. And we're getting 2 dojis together, which is... Come on, get that 1-2 push. There's the tag. That's what we want to see. Now, knowing my luck, this will now just want to go and knock us completely out. We'll see what happens again. We've got a liquidity situation here. Okay. Draw on price is nothing really to look at on the top end unless I go to higher time frames and look to the left. But we do know this tippy top here is a draw on price for the structure high. Okay. Draw on price below. There's nothing. Price efficiency on here has been pretty good, to be fair. However, we do have that imbalance area there. Okay. Well, I agree. We do have that imbalance area there for price to come down on. But other than that, there's nothing really to draw itself down into, other than there's a bit of a gap here, to be fair. So I'll pause the video, guys. Okay. We'll be back in a second. We'll just see if we get this take on the liquidity on the sell side, and I'll be back in a moment and I'll talk you through the price. Okay. I shall be no more than a minute or two. Right, so it is obviously the school hours, guys. I'm now around about nearly at just under 0.5%. There's been a sudden jump between the two prices. There's a bit of a gap here for some reason. The drawn price, like I say, was this imbalance area here. Price is now going to come up. It should touch into this area here, to be fair, before moving down, unless there's going to be a huge sell-off. Like I say, we'll just hang on here. Like I said, I mean, this morning was very, very, very frustrating. What I did enjoy it still when I was doing the walkthrough and the talk through on Price Action Live, because it was moving the way I wanted it to when it was coming down to my TP. However, it just shied off when it did the draw on price towards that area. It got within 2 pips. Now, normally, if I'm at the computer, if I'm using my other strategies, a pip, 2 pips, if I'm there, I would normally close off. But this is a forward test. It's either a win or a loss. And it was just horrible to see that turn in the opposite direction and start to go and attack the drawn price on the buy side, eventually taking us out, and it went through the whole session. We got in pretty early, but the time window, like what we've got here, these goalposts, as I normally call them, it used the whole of the time window, and it wasn't until just after the final goalpost area it decided to sort of move out and go to the buy side. But it is what it is. Like I say, the whole test is devised to see how good the main strategy is. We've got the plan and we've got things wrote down to see how we go with it. And this is the first week of going through it. And at the minute, like I say, we're on a -3 now. 2% of that -3, though, has been my own fault at the beginning of the week. General consensus for me on what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. I'm only taking the trade on the morning and then the trade on the afternoon. The morning trades have not been successful at all, to be fair. But that's the plan, that's the structure, that's what we do and moving on. We're keeping with what we're seeing to see how it sort of plays out throughout the strategy and the system. The New York session, like I say, this at the moment, touch wood, it is playing well. They always seem to turn around. I seem to be hit and miss, though. I'll get one and then I miss one. That's what's happened so far this week. But what I'm doing generally on these YouTube videos is I've segregated the morning session and the afternoon session, so they'll have their own playlist. So the system, what I'm doing is one, but if you want to see the morning sessions, you can see those in a playlist by themselves with a general consensus of how price actions are playing as I talk through it. And then hopefully you get some sort of little golden nuggets on what I'm talking through and what I see with regards to imbalance, liquidities, price action and things like that, confirmation candles on what we're using here. And like I say, you can either look at the London session or the New York ones. For me, at the moment, I'm enjoying the New York ones. The only problem I have is between 3 and 4 is when the school runs on. So the wife goes to get the kids, and my oldest normally generally comes in any minute now, to be fair. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video for now, because like I said, I don't want these to go on too long. Those mornings went on for about 35 minutes, to be honest. So I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back on once price does a little bit more. This gives me the option to be at the door when my son comes in. I can tell them to be quiet when obviously I need to come back on to do the finished recording, okay? However, what we're seeing on price at the moment, we have mitigated into the imbalance bit. See how I marked this? It's beautifully come in and tapped into it. However, when it's come back up and reacted from that, it's got this mitigation here, or this imbalance. It's still an imbalanced area because it's got this bit here as a draw on price, you know. You had the whole of the candle here that engulfed, but there was a wick here. So now this is just the draw on price for where it could come to. Again, a draw on price underneath is just here, and it is also partly on here. So what I can do is minimize that a bit now as well. I'll pause the video. We'll be back in a very short while when I give an overshot view on what's going on. Okay, guys? So I'll see you in a bit. Look at this, guys. I see it can't make this stuff up. Look where it's wicked into. It's wicked right into that draw on price. Like I say, these fair value gaps, they hold so much weight. You can see. And again, when you watch back on the video, you'll see when I drew this back in, said this is all it's got left to mark into. The draw on price is like a magnet. It went and touched into that. I'm hoping this is a good sign, and then it wants to come all the way back down. It still hasn't fully mitigated through it yet, simply because the track lines are still there with that buy side liquidity of that imbalance gap, you know. So like I said, we do have a slight draw on price underneath, which is that there. Whoop, get that back, John. There's a slight draw on price, like I said, which is that bit there. We'll see how this mark comes in. We'll see if it's going to play down into these areas again. Kids are due back any second. I'm just going to pause the video. That looks as if it's going to fully mitigate through that at the moment. We'll just see what happens. I'll be back in around about 5 or 10 minutes, guys. Right, okay, guys. So we're still going at the moment. We've come out of the trading window, but we entered the trade. So as per rules, you've got to stay on the trade. However, I do like how it came up the test. I mean, I marked this up earlier on before the market opened, to be fair. So it's nice to see this has came in to hit this sort of level, and it's reacting, and it's starting to what we call flag back down. However, we've got a range from a low to a high. So this flag may be a case of it just coming back down to mitigate into this before coming back up and doing what the Euro USD has been doing all day, which is a bullish. So I do believe we've got a high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. We might just get a high or low down into these areas, either this little bit here of the FEG, or we might come and touch into this as a false breakout, and then it might want to continue bullish and attack this up here, which means if it does and it goes surpasses this, it then may come and stop me out. So I'm not holding my breath on this. This is more or less what happened for me the day on the UK London session, but we'll soon find out. This here is a hallmark of a flag pattern. Okay, you've got your flag pole, and then you've got your pattern. So what I mean by that, you've got this coming up. This would generally be a flag pole, okay? And then you've got this coming in to here. This is your flag pattern. That's what you call a flag pattern, you know. So I'll just get rid of this lipstick. Get rid of all that. And all I can do is just pause the video and come back once the price has done what it's needed to do. It's either a -1 or it's going to be a +1. If it's a -1, it takes us to a -4 for the start of the test of this week. If it goes to a +1 for us. Then we'll take that -3 to a -2. Okay, very long and arduous test this, but again, it's disciplined and staying to the plan. We'll see what happens and see what the outcome comes to. It's either going to do well and give us a little bit of profit throughout the 100 trades. I will call the 100 block test off if I hit a -10%. Okay, that's the plan, that's the parameters, and that's the situation. I'll be back once this is played out, guys. We'll see how long it's going to take to play out. All right, okay, guys. So this week we can put the test down to it's simply not going our way. We've had a few good wins on the New York session. This one is now turned against us. We're still in it. Still in it just. We have been within half a pip of being stopped out. This is too close to be able to see it's going to give us a TP. This is too close to that area for to take it. It's going to search for this up here, which is the buy side liquidity. It's already took out that 1.618 that we marked earlier. It's just a matter of seconds before that takes that. There we go. That's good. It's got to be the closest. It's got to be the closest you can ever get to an SL. That like it's. If this turns and comes my way, I'll be very, very surprised. But there we go. It's going to go now. Is it? Is it? Let's see. It's hanging on. It's hanging on. Let's take a look. Oh, couldn't make this. You couldn't make this up if this drops now. You just couldn't. Really couldn't. I mean, I've followed the plan all the way to a T. You know, we had the engulfing down here, and then we had the imbalance, the fair value gap here. So I entered on here. So as it came down, we entered on this candle here, drew back. We went into around about just over 0.5% of profit. And at this stage, I'm not doing like 0.5% move to break even. That could come in a further sort of block test, I suppose, once you get a 0.5% move to break even. I think it will cut the losses down, most certainly. But at this stage, I just want to do a raw baseline test of this is the trade. It's a 1-to-1. It's either going to hit or it's not. I think what we'll do, once we either get the -10 and we close everything up, or we do the 100 trades, which could take at least a month or so, I might factor in if the 100 trades come through, I might do another 100 trades with the option of doing 0.5% gained move to break even, if that makes sense. But even then, you're not leaving yourself loads of breathing space, purely because you're working on a 10 pip move. So when you get to 5 pips, you're moving to break even. It only takes a little, like a little bit of a bearish or a bullish candle, and it's just going to take it out, you know. But as it stands, this is just 0.2 of a pip from hitting it out before. Like I said, I'll stay on the video for a minute. We'll see what happens on it. Let's have a look. It's going back up there now. It's now moving up. Let's just watch. I wish it would just put it out of its misery, because it's just hanging on and hanging on, to be fair. Be the greatest comeback of all time if this ends up going the way we want it to be honest. Let's have a look. Right. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 minutes of candles. And it's been stuck in a 2 pip consolidation. In 9 or 10 minutes, it's been stuck in a 2 pip move. Let's have a look. Now it's wanting to drop a bit. I'm going to pause the video for a second, guys. Like I said, I don't want to keep this on for too long. We'll see what happens. But within 9 or 10 minutes, it's been stuck within a 2-pip consolidation phase. It's just showing you price is just not wanting to move after 4 o'clock on an afternoon. I'll pause the video. I'll be back in a short while. All right, there we go, guys. So we've officially maxed out on what it was. It is going to come up and search for this area. Stop the video there. I'm just going to show you guys, like I say, always full and transparent. Obviously, this will not have updated on the system straight away, but the bullet, this will be now at -4. I can only have 6 more losers, and then obviously we'll stop it dead there. For me, it's just put it down to first week of trying it out, you know, so it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get a couple of more wins and start bringing this back. Slow, long, arduous process, but it is, like I say, it is what it is. We'll come back next week. We'll see what we can do. The Wednesday of next week, I won't be doing any trading because I'll be out doing a fishing. I'll be out fishing, and you can see, look at this now. It's searching that. It's going to wick through that there. It's mitigated through that buy side now. I'm glad that that's done that while I've been on as well. So that was always one to search for that. So this is taking the high out from a few days ago. So we might get a reversal from that. Again, like I say, it is what it is. We just keep continuing the journal and seeing what we can get. Overall, this isn't for me to show you how good the system is or me to show you how good my trading is. I'm following a plan, a system, and a method that has piqued my interest, and I'm just wanting to forward test it just to see how good it is, because there is a method that I came and did over a year ago now, back in January 2022. The comparison from this to that, mine has a little bit more variables for entries and exits and things like that. This one, as I build the baseline on it, I just want to see how it plays out, and so far it's not looking too good for me. But like I say, I'm doing this so others don't have to go through the painstaking, arduous task of doing the amount of forward tests that obviously I do on these methods and strategies. Okay, so all's not lost. We run a -4 for now. Again, doesn't look good for the videos, but it just shows you the struggles and how hard following an indicator can be with regards to a plan and a method as well. I do have the discipline, I do have the sort of mindset to just follow the plan through, whereas when you're coming in brand new to trade and things like that, your emotions are going to get the best of you. You're going to overtrade, you're going to over leverage. I'm sticking to 1% every trade, and I'm either going to hit that -10 or I'm going to get through the trades at least and be up and down like this until I get to that 100 level. If I can get to the 100 level without hitting -10 first, we'll see what the outcome is, guys. Okay, but for now, we're on what we would be on a -4 for the end of this week. So like I say, it is what it is. We take it on the head, take it on the chin, and we wait till Monday next week to start the next one. And like I say, if you want to see the London sessions that I've been doing, you just need to click on my YouTube channel. You'll see I've segregated the morning sessions to the New York sessions so we can see the outcome on either side. Okay, I shall see you all later.